I am Robert Wessels, and I am running to be Maine's next governor. When we elect a governor, the issues are important. We're electing the whole person. Character matters. Our life experiences matter because they shape who we are. So I wanted to take a minute and share a relevant story with you. In May of 2013, I was watching my wife run her first 5K in Norway, Maine. I was at the finish line cheering for her while drinking my Mountain Dew. I was impressed. I was sitting there thinking about how I need to get active and lose some weight. So I did what any normal person would do. I invited her to run a half marathon with me. Much to my surprise, she immediately agreed. I decided I should start running. I remember that first run was absolutely brutal. It was less than a mile, and I thought I was going to die. I put together a plan for us to follow while we trained. It was a wonderful time spending so much time together, working towards this common goal. We finished the Lake Auburn Half Marathon successfully that fall. It was such an awesome feeling of accomplishment. So I popped the question, do you want to do a marathon with me next year? She agreed, and we decided the Chicago Marathon sounded fun and flat. Training in Oxford Hills, I really learned to appreciate a flat stretch of road. We finished the race. I won't tell you who crossed the finish line first, because it wasn't me. It was one of those moments in life that I will never forget. The feeling of accomplishing something so huge that we had worked so hard on. 26.2 miles, the last 7 of which were just pure agony. But I finished in something like 4 hours and 4 minutes, just missing my personal goal of being under 4 hours. My wife had nothing more to prove, so she retired from marathoning. But when my friend Arnold asked me if I wanted to run a marathon with him a few years later, I jumped on the chance to finally hit my goal. We ran several that year, including the Maine Marathon in Portland and the Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C., a very cool marathon. The last one was the Philadelphia Marathon in November, and it was 30 degrees and snowing. I finished the Philly Marathon in 3 hours and 58 minutes and retired from marathons. Or at least that was the plan. A few years later, when I was tucking Davy, my middle child, into bed that one night, he said, "Dad, I want to run a marathon before I'm 13. You know you're 12, right?" I told him he better hurry up. Well, we ended up crossing the finish line together before his 13th birthday. That was my favorite marathon. Spending quality time chatting with your preteen for hours and hours all summer was an absolute blast. Running a marathon is much more a mental challenge than a physical one. It shapes you with determination, mental toughness, and grit. You learn how to problem solve, and you walk away with a new sense of confidence and tenacity for life. I will need all of these traits and more as governor. It will be hard, but I want to assure you I'm up for the challenge. Will you run this race to the Blaine House together with me? Find Wessels for Governor on social media and visit voterobertwessels.com. Thank you. I am Robert Wessels, and I approve of this message.